Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we headed off to Germany to basically help rebuild the Deutsche Bahn railway system and make it into a profitable railway network, as well as operating the intercity express trains, or the ICE. And in this episode, we're going to continue doing our campaign to our second to final mission in the vanilla campaign, in the chapter mission Oil Sands. So let's head to the campaign and see what needs to be done.
Mankind is constantly creating amazing new inventions. Get involved.
China between the present, Canada at the start of the new millennium. The sleepy province of Alberta sees its chance. The crude oil shortage is making it lucrative to mine tar sands for oil. In the wild western forests, corporate groups prepare themselves for tomorrow's business. In their wake, all the hangers-on are coming, who sought their fortunes elsewhere in vain, and now hope to strike it rich. A modern gold rush.
Indeed, we are heading up to Canada, Alberta, Canada, to basically tap into the oil sands industry. Kind of similar to what happened in our first ever episode of this Let's Play of Transport Fever 2 when we were in Nevada mining silver. But, as you can see, our bonus tasks are locked, and we have yet to complete them. So, let's head up to Canada and see what needs to be done, and hopefully, we'll basically strike it rich by, well, many prospects.
The whole world craves oil. A gigantic industrial project is supposed to satisfy that appetite. Mining tar sands for oil along the Athabasca River. You're on site managing the fortunes of a local company, with the goal of constantly improving everything. In the process, you bear a major responsibility for human beings and the environment, and for the well-being of the Canadian economy. One of the largest deposits of oil on the entire planet lies dormant beneath Alberta's coniferous forests. The resource is stored in the ground as a sticky mixture of tar and sand called bitumen. It has to be extracted first via strip mining and then processed into synthetic crude oil. Until recently, this was much too expensive. But dwindling oil reserves worldwide and rising prices are suddenly making the process profitable. Your company is going to invest in the future of energy here, and in the future of countless people. Deliver the necessary equipment and get everything ready to mine the tar sands for oil.
But before we do that, welcome to Alberta, Canada. This map is not really that big, but there's a lot of industries around here. As you can see, we have this new particular commodity called oil sand, which, when brought here, can be processed into refined oil. Now, you might be seeing these monstrous trucks. Now, these trucks are only available in this particular campaign mission. But, with a mod on the Steam Workshop, you are able to basically use these trucks. But, however, we need to deliver machinery to these oil sand mines. But, however, some of these towns could use some transport as well, as Fort McCurry and Edmonton need oil and goods, but Fort McCurry needs food, and so Athabasca with goods. However, if we're going to make food or goods, we need to basically process this oil into food. So it's not going to be simply picking them up. Plus, we also have this to worry about. Wastewater. So we basically need to focus on that. But, however, I have a feeling that a local passenger service between these two cities, well, these three cities, could basically be a very profitable venture. Especially since this area's commuter trains could basically bring us some extra revenue when we need it. Let's see. Alright. The station is down. Speaking of which, I should change my company name to Alberta Transport Commission. The oil sands, well, the refined oil could basically be delivered by rail as well. And why did I put on catenary? I'm not using electrified traffic. Well, I'm not using electrified trains, but I am double tracking this entire railroad to make it a lot easier to transport materials around. Alright, let's basically start expanding a little bit outwards. We'll just basically use embankments on this ground around here for now. This is gonna take a lot of money out of me, but if I could just smooth this land out just a little bit, it will at least make it look pretty. Then I have to basically build a bridge over this river. I'll extend it out this far and build the second half. Same for this. And start lowering it down to ground level so it will easily be able to get into, well, Fort Mercury, or however it's pronounced. See, McMurray. That's what I meant to say. Fort McMurray. Since there's only going to be one passenger train into this in each direction, I don't feel like I need to basically double track that station. However, I'll have to raise this track up a bit in order for the trains to not only cross the river, but to also allow shipping if I ever plan on it, of course. We'll build over the river. We'll extend this out a bit, and then we'll build a set of tracks to connect these two industries by rail to drop off oil at the food processing plant and at the goods factory. I'll also place down one of these in this area for good coverage, and I'll set up some local bus services around in this area. Maybe I might be able to make it a little bigger by just doing this. Too much slope. It's not the best, but at least it works. But I'll also have to get a train to basically deliver crude oil to Edmonton as well. And of course, I gotta place down some signals. Let's see. Alright. Perfect. Now I just gotta place a railroad, an engine depot somewhere around here. I'll place some double slip switches. Place some one-way signals. And basically add a depot for my trains. Let's have a quick look at these trains before we set up a route. Let's see what we got. No more steam engines, obviously. But we got a couple of diesels. We got the GP9, the SD40-2, and the C40-8W. Along with that, we have electrics. We have the New Haven EP5s, the EMD AEM7s, and the General Electric E60s. But we also have two types of coaches, the West Rail M fleets and the Bombardier bi-levels. But we also have the Metroliners, too. These are fast electric trains, but since we're up north in Canada, I think it's best if I just operate diesel traction. So I'll purchase one of these diesels and a couple of these coaches. It may not look like much, but if it works, it works. This will be called commuter train, as it's just primarily going to be doing what it's supposed to do, carry commuters. Alright. We'll put it onto the commuter train line, and even though it's an old diesel, at least they can at least haul some of these passenger cars around. Let's see. We still gotta get the machines delivered. Thankfully, there's a machines factory here that doesn't basically need any, well, raw materials to be processed. Let's see. Also, one thing, we cannot basically build in the prohibited area with this road. Meaning we cannot connect our road to the one that's operated by these trucks. Prohibited area. I guess we basically need to drop it off here, I guess, for one of them. That looks a little too low, especially for bridge standards. That bridge has ample clearance. We'll reconnect it to the main line. Add a slip switch. And set up a train to pick up the loads of machinery and take them to one of those particular industries. I think it's only required at one, I believe. Because, to be honest, I actually don't know. Place that signal there, and that one there. Call this Freight Train A. Give it blue. Have it a full load. 10 minutes. And let's purchase a diesel for this. We'll make a dark red diesel, and then basically add a couple of these. Huh. I got rid of the original freight cars from one particular era for these. Kind of sad, really. We'll get one of 160 capacity. And we can also get started on some buses to serve the station. Alright, so we got one in the residential. Let's get some here for the commercial, and some for the industrial districts. Okay. Bus service -A and bus service A2. We'll give them yellow because they'll be serving the town within the town itself and not going anywhere. I'll get a couple of these new flyer buses. Or better yet, so some more passengers. This one is a little... Let's see. This one has more power. Speaking of which... There we go. Now we also got to worry about these buses up here as well. There's another one. Let's see. Bus service B. Turn it yellow. And add a pair of these two buses. And then I gotta focus on getting a bus service up here in Edmonton. Okay, let's see. One down here. One up here. Bus service C1. And bus service C2. Let's get 4 of these buses, put them to work. Now I also gotta get some trees uprooted. That won't be too difficult. I'll just use the eraser tool to get rid of some trees around the mines. Alright. With that done, at least my trains are starting to load up. There's machines all ready to be loaded up. Our passenger train has 15 people already on board. Now, if the service starts to get a little popular, I might basically get another train. And while I'm thinking about it, maybe I should actually get something a little more modern. It's not a passenger diesel, but at least it looks good. Something a little unique. Let's see. So, because there's only going to be 2 towns that require goods, I believe. Actually, 3. I think I could just primarily just serve these two towns, Athabasca and Edmonton, with a truck service delivering goods into town, and another one just primarily just deliver freight to Fort McMurray. Should be ready for those deliveries pretty soon. So let's basically extend the track out a little bit, then curve a little bit off, and then basically reconnect it to the main line like so. Also gotta build another track to connect to this, since only one town requires this, Fort McMurray.
The tar sand mining has begun. Make sure that the finished product makes it to the global market.
Now that the oil sands are starting production, we can now start using the oil that's being made and process it into various different commodities. Speaking of which, I think I might actually double track the sidings around here. Let's see. Too much curvature. Connect here. Perfect. I'll make these sidings long enough as much as I can. Now, let's see. The oil refinery is starting to fill up pretty well, as now with machinery being delivered, trucks are currently busy being filled up. Now let's see. So, Fort McMurray can have its oil delivered by road. Edmonton's oil can be delivered by rail. Let's see. I'll need a good spot to place down my train so we have the most coverage possible. Alright. Alright. Edmonton is starting to pick up with passengers. So is Athabasca and Fort McMurray. So our commuter train is starting to basically become quite popular. Now then, let's see. Okay, let's see. Oil to McMurray. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll need a 4-platform area. Hopefully, I could basically make the ground around here a little flatter. But it's so difficult to basically get that done with such a small brush. Plus, it's in the prohibited area. So it's not going to be easy to basically get a station in this particular size in. I could do it like this, but it's going to be quite a challenge to build right over this river. But now that I think about it, why am I building the bridges so low when I'm not going to even use ships? Okay, let's see. Do that, and connect to this. Same for this one. And basically, I was able to build a switch on one of the previous maps. I guess I'll just have to basically do it like this. Then we'll basically add a pair of signals here. Connect. Too much slope. Alright, that works. Alright, that should basically do it. Let's see. Freight train B1. The B's will basically be used for freight. One particular area that I want to ship oil to is to Edmonton. Now let's see. These will basically be used for handling the freights. And I'll also add another one to basically pick up oil from there, take it to the food refiner, to the food processing plant. And copy this one, put it onto that. Let's see. Guess I'll have to build another station somewhere where there's easy access for food. Alright. Alright. Just do some of this, and now the main line should basically be fully complete. Since oil is going to be delivered from the refinery into town by road, there's no need to basically operate an oil train into town. That would basically be very, very much counterproductive. And it would just be a waste of money. Let's see. Alright. Ooh. Right, I forgot to build the crossover here at the station. Let's see. Freight train C. Full load. 10 minutes. Change it to blue. Let's see, how much do I need for another one of these trains? I'm just going to copy freight train A. Not enough cash. Well, might as well take out a loan. Let's see. Let's take out about 30 million. That should basically be enough. And the money that I spent will basically be used to repay the debt. Which will basically lead me down to a debt of about 13 million credits. But however, these modifications, at least now my equipment is starting to make inlands. Our oil refinery is now starting shipments, and transport will soon be risen up as well as soon as its deliveries are made to their respective destinations. Plus, with the machine train coming in as well. Speaking of which, oh, right, there is no more need for machines, so I'll have to reorganize Freight Train A for something else. Alright, let's see. 10 minutes. Deliver it to Fort McMurray. That should basically do it. Our commuter train has so many passengers on board, we might have to increase the amount of carriages it carries. Let's see. Eight carriages. Let's see if this works. Well, it should basically be a very good money earner by this point. So now we're down to 6 million, and our industries are starting to look pretty well. So I reckon this will probably do it for this episode. So if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!